Hey, what's up, guys? It's Joycenator. So, I wanted to talk today about content in Ultimate Team. So, we've had a lot of content come out the last couple days. I wanted to make a video yesterday about Team of the Week players. One day I'll learn how to talk, I promise. I wanted to talk about Team of the Week players yesterday because I actually think they're really good. I'm not going to stress too much about Mark Andrews. I'm not going to talk about him much because he is a limited. But he's like the second best tight end in the game. Straight up, like the only guy who I would probably put above him is Jermichael Finley right now. And I think it's close. I don't know. I didn't check to see if Mark Andrews gets tight end apprentice, but I think it's pretty close. I think they're pretty good. I don't think the cost is worth getting Mark Andrews over like Jonnu Smith, personally, especially for like us budget players, us no money spent players. It's not limiteds don't even really matter to us for the most part, except in ways that they impact the economy. But what I really wanted to talk about here is like Marvin Harrison and D'Qwell Jackson. We're going to touch on them kind of briefly and then move on to veterans because I'm actually really excited about veterans right now. So Marvin Harrison is great for us. Why? First off, he's another 90 speed wide receiver, which is great. The more 90 speed wide receivers we have in the game, the more accessible 90 speed becomes to budget players. So we love to see 90 speed. Power him up, he hits 91 speed and 90 deep route running. Right? So he's 87 stock, you power him up, he hits 88. Go deep gets him to 90. 90 deep route running, 91 speed. Very good. Very good. 6 feet, 85 spec catch. Just phenomenal. Absolutely, completely in love with this card. I think it's so good for us to have. Obviously, not like a cheap card. Like, you know, we look at his prices here. I looked at him on the PS4 auction house a little bit ago. This price seems fairly accurate still. But yeah, I mean, like, he's an attainable wide receiver, right? Like, if I hadn't dumped 400K on Saturday, he would be on my team already. So, like, yeah, very attainable wide receiver. Hits 90 speed, hits 90 deep route running, 85 spec catch at 6 foot. Love it. Absolutely love it. D'Qwell Jackson is kind of cool, and I'll get into why a little bit more in the veteran stuff. But 84 speed isn't amazing. Hitting 85 speed is kind of cool. What's really great about D'Qwell Jackson is with the run meta where it is right now, we can have a linebacker with great block shed, good hit power, strong tackling, and 90 jumping. So linebackers don't really get like the jumping animations. They don't really jump for stuff. D'Qwell Jackson, I kind of honestly want to play around a little bit with, maybe see if that works. But if you run like a lot of 4-3 and stuff right now to counter the meta, or like for me, I run a lot of 4-3, 6-1 even. And so for me, like specifically, and if you're trying to stop the run, this card's great. I mean, this card's actually great. Obviously, you probably want Sam Mills at middle linebacker, but we can play him, you know, in our 4-3 sets at like right outside linebacker and just have an absolute goon against the run. Strong block shed, good hit power, reasonable speed for a middle linebacker, and he's got jumping. So if they do throw it on us, I'm interested to see. I'm not going to try to say for sure that this guy will get animations when linebackers don't really get a lot of animations in this game. But I've been able to get a few with like Devin Bush, Sam Mills. So who knows? Maybe it's worth it. Definitely something worth checking out. Or if you have a lot of extra coins, like an extra 200K, just grabbing him for like a backup edge linebacker and playing him in your 4-3, 6-1 even kind of sets. But so what I'm really excited about, this is the Mark Andrews card, I guess. We can touch on him while he's pulled up here, but Yeah, I mean, he's a good card. Like, 85 speed. Jonnu Smith has 86, so he's better, but obviously he's a lot more expensive. So what we can actually take a look at here is I'm very excited about a couple of these veterans that came out today. There's 5 of them: Jonathan Joseph, Frank Gore, Akeem Hicks, Malcolm Smith, and Golden Tate. And so I'm actually really excited about some of these guys. Jonathan Joseph and Malcolm Smith kind of top that list for me. So let's take a look at Malcolm Smith, because here we have, and this is kind of the reason I said putting DeQuell Jackson at right outside linebacker, because we have Malcolm Smith as a left outside linebacker. Also 84 speed, 86 block shed, 87 hit power, 91 tackling. So for like these 4-3 sets, we're actually getting linebackers that we can play in a 4-3, which does not always happen. Usually those linebackers are trash, and especially for the last like 2 years. Because I've personally, like, historically, I've preferred 4-3s in Madden. And in Ultimate Team, in Ultimate Team the last couple of years, you haven't been able to play 4-3s. You haven't been able to. They've been terrible. So this is like year number 3 in a row of me playing 3-4. But I run a hybrid defense this year, and having options is kind of really cool. Because, like, I've been running a lot of 4-3, 6-1 even, a lot of, like 4-6, trying to stop the run, and having linebackers that can actually be worth being on the field is kind of really exciting. I'm really big time excited about this card. Jonathan Joseph is the other guy who tops my list, an 89 overall corner. So he's like decent speed. 88 speed, I feel like, is pretty decent right now. You need kind of at least 87, 88 speed to be viable. He has 88 speed, 88 man, 87 zone, 86 press, this 90 awareness and 90 play rec. Whew, big time excited about that, because he's a reasonably fast corner with good coverage, and he's not an airhead. Like, I'm excited about this card. I'm probably going to try to be picking up this card before too long for the squad, add him in there, kind of play him opposite AJ Terrell probably if his price can come down a little bit. So really exciting card for this promo. Let me make sure you guys can see. Yes, you can. Okay. So when I scroll over like Frank Gore, you guys can see that. Okay, so Frank Gore is not exciting on the surface, except for theme team values. So I've been talking with people on Reddit lately. I personally, like, anyone who's been following me for any amount of time knows that I hate theme teams. I'd much prefer to have them just out of the game entirely, because they make balanced cards wildly unbalanced for like the same 3 teams every year. Right? We always have a strong Cowboys theme team. We always have strong Raiders. We always have really strong Niners. Right? Like, we have like those 3 to 5 top end teams. Patriots are almost always really strong. Like, every year. Unless your team is winning the Super Bowl, you probably don't have a usable theme team. Especially come late in the year. But Frank Gore has been on so many teams that if you can't afford Barry Sanders for your theme team, a lot of teams now have a viable halfback, right? So Frank Gore is, what, Niners, Colts, I think, Bills, Jets, who else has he played for? He's played for a bunch of teams. So, like, Frank Gore is kind of cool for some of those theme teams. Like, Bills did not really have a running back for theme team besides Barry Sanders. Now they do. So it's exciting for that. I'm excited for theme team players to get a card that's reasonably balanced as long as it's on one of their theme teams. Yeah, I'm super okay with Frank Gore. Akeem Hicks is kind of a really exciting 3-4 defensive end. Definitely would not want him in a 4-3. But 90 block shed, 88 hit power, or I'm sorry, 88 power moves is pretty good. 93 player recognition is fantastic. Just a big dude. He's not going to chase anyone down, but in the run game, or if you can get like the pocket collapsed, he's going to be kind of cool for you. Last one is Golden Tate. And I don't know, Golden Tate. Let's see. Yeah, you can still see it. Okay. Golden Tate, 88 speed, nothing amazing. Nothing, I mean, he's not useless, right? Really strong out of the slot. He's not really going to do a whole lot deep for you, but good catching. Serviceable speed. He's probably one of the better like designated slot receivers in MUT right now. Outside of like Drew Bennett, and he's faster than Drew Bennett. So I don't know. I think he's pretty okay. Like it's strange for us to finally catch a dub in content. I'm excited about it. I'm certainly not complaining. Yeah. It's cool. We got 2 usable, good for the market team of the week players yesterday, and then we get 5 usable, playable veterans today. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Good job, EA. The content is good. Now, if we can just fix this patch where wide receivers are dropping the ball every play, we'd be in business. We'd be having a good time right now. But yeah, let me know which one of these 8 cards that came out in the last 2 days is most exciting to you. I'm kind of excited to hear what you guys are wanting to play with or already playing with. Maybe if I underestimated one of these cards and it's actually absolutely a gangster. Yeah, well, just let me know. We'll see. We'll see how these cards actually are. But I will see you all on stream this afternoon and then again tomorrow for tomorrow's video. See ya!